After a long, hard day, you just need a time to relax. You can have the time of your life with our patented, cool, crisp, refreshing ale. Pure as the driven snow. Look at our commercial with all the beautiful women and all the people and all the happiness and fun that they're having together. Isn't it just so wonderful? That's what the TV tells us. The songs on the radio tell us. That's what they tell us on the news. That's what they tell us on the sitcoms, the TV shows, movies. Cool, crisp, refreshing, pure as the driven snow. Listen to the sound of pouring. Beautiful music. Calming voice describing all the fun and joy and peace and love that will come out of you drinking their poison piss. Yeah, isn't it lovely? You know, it's funny. We've had campaigns on television. I remember when I was younger, all those campaigns they had. This is your brain. This is your brain on drugs. Like an egg in a frying pan. Right? And all that other type of commercials they put out. And then all the anti-smoking stuff. And like the way they just trash smoking, trash cigarettes, and all the TV shows and movies and all over the place, right? Then 2 seconds later, try our cool, crisp, refreshing alcohol. And then some show comes on, everyone's like, hey guys, yeah, we're having so much fun. Dude gets drunk and all the beautiful women just throw themselves at him. Chick gets drunk, goes out, has a super party with their friends. Everyone's so happy and smiling and laughing. Oh, it's a party, everyone. Right? You know, but they're missing some parts of the story. They're missing the part about how for millions, maybe hundreds of millions or more people in the world, a drug is one of the top 2 most addictive drugs in the world. Causes millions and millions of deaths annually. People die in car crashes, suicide, fatal accidents, murdered because of some stupid shit. Or they just bloat up and turn yellow. They lay in a hospital bed suffering. They lay there bloated, their skin turning yellow. They can't eat, their stomach hurts, and their liver hurts, and their kidneys hurt. They're swollen up because their organs are failing. Their family's standing around looking at them like they're a completely worthless sack of dog shit. Because they had a couple too many drinks. Ruined all their relationships. All this hate. All this freaking division. Families completely broken up. It ruins lives. It ruins families. It kills people. My great uncle, my grandpa's brother, in World War II, on the front lines, stormed the beaches of Normandy. when he got back, yeah, we're talking freaking Purple Heart. Pretty sure, I think if I remember correctly, Congressional Medal of Honor winner. You know, dude freaking got off one of those, what do they call them, pontoon boat or whatever the heck. The freaking ran up the beaches, German machine gun nest firing at him. Yeah, he was there on D-Day, man. And it wasn't the German machine gun nest that got him. It wasn't a landmine or a grenade. He came back from the war. He'd become an alcoholic. His craving for that poison was so bad. My dad said one time that a bottle of his high karate came up missing. It's a brand of cologne. Man took his nephew's cologne to drink it. Needed a drink. There's people that drink mouthwash. People that drink all kinds of filthy garbage. The ones that are real bad and they can't, trying to save money so they can drink more or whatever, or get more messed up by getting even more toxic stuff or whatever. It's poison. Put a gun in his mouth and blew his brains out. Did what the Germans couldn't. That's what the bottle did. That's what the bottle's done to lots of people. Last October, visited my sister's boyfriend in the hospital. Even though we didn't get along, had our differences, a lot of bad stuff went on between us. I told him, I was sorry for my part in it, and I love him, and sorry to see him feeling like that. I hope he gets better and all that kind of stuff. He was laying there in a hospital bed, turned yellow. You ever see the movie Sin City? That bald guy that turned skin is yellow, and the creepy lake guy with the yellow skin and stuff, or like the Simpsons. He looked like a Simpson or something, Yeah. Yeah. Try our cool, crisp, refreshing beverage. Right? I went ahead and drank much and had it under control for a couple of weeks, going out working and stuff. Last weekend, I got all stressed out, and I'd already went out and bought booze a couple days earlier and stuff because I was stressed out then. I but I didn't hardly drink any of it because I was still controlling it, and it's like, nope, not gonna do it. Rather go out and work, rather go out and get things done, do the right things. Right? Come home and the moment my home's a motel, and I think I'm gonna leave it because I have to, can't afford it. And this place is too crazy too. Seems dangerous and crazy to me. I'm hoping there's somewhere better out there. somewhere where I can find a place to call home where the people are decent and where my bridges aren't burnt, where people won't turn their nose down at me like some kind of piece of shit just because, you know, because they end up getting trash and talking out my ass every now and again or whatever. Once a week or once in a couple of weeks. Feel like an idiot or whatever. And it never goes away. You never look down. No one ever cares. It doesn't even matter. Like, honestly, there's even been lots of times where I've gone back and looked at all the stuff I said when I was drunk. And, oh, plenty of times where I actually did look at the stuff and look through it and everything. And I could see, I understood, like, what I meant and how everything I was saying was being completely taken out of context, misunderstood or whatever. But I don't know. A lot of times people totally overreact. Other times though, I get like I've been fucking cooked out or whatever, you know. Cuckoo. Because it's the poison, you know. You get I mean, when your internal organs are trying to overloaded, trying to shut down, you got all this poison in your body, affecting your mind, cutting off the oxygen supply to your brain, filling your body with odorous ammonia and urea that poisons you and makes you think, you know, makes you sound nuts or whatever, and, you know, makes you super anxious and just totally irrational and pretty much slow, stupid, blah blah blah. It's a, you know, I mean, it makes you feel sick. And I haven't had a drink since heavy drinking was pretty much Saturday night through Sunday. There was like a little bit left. I had some mixed drink in a cup or something on Monday, but whatever leftover from Sunday was still in me. But yeah, I haven't drank, you know, pretty much. Okay, I had one 12-ounce freaking beer like last night, or not even all of it. Dumped the rest down the sink. Weak ass, you know, Rolling Rock or whatever. It's 4 point something or some shit, you know. But other than that, like, I haven't drank at all. I haven't had a drink at all since, you know, nothing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you know. I don't know. I don't want it. Just occurs to me to bring it up because I see these damn booze commercials coming on TV, you know, and this shit's shoved in your face everywhere. And I gotta tell you, honestly, I'm fucking highly offended by it. I am highly offended by the fact that there were so many people that cared so much about the smoker. I mean, they completely overlooked all the other toxic chemicals and things that could have also been responsible for causing cancer and blamed it all on the smoking. But irregardless of that, they cared about the smoker. They tried to do something. They made some headway. I mean, oppressing people isn't the way to help people, but I think the way that they did their whole propaganda campaign to be like, these people are, victims of the evil tobacco companies. And I mean, not anybody who doesn't, like the smoking or people who are against smoking, they'll go on a diatribe about the evil tobacco companies poisoning people and how their aunt and uncle or whatever died of cancer because of that shit, and blah 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 blah, etc., and they can't stand the smell and they can't stand this and it's horrible and it's disgusting and it's ridiculously overpriced and it's just dirty, and they'll go on and on about how horrible and filthy and dirty it is and how uh, evil the companies are for selling it. And then 2 seconds later, they'll say, "Hey, you want a beer? I'm gonna have a glass of wine now." You know. Hmm. I mean, does it seem strange to you that there was a time in this country when there were all these reformers that managed to pass a law to ban the sale and consumption of alcohol, and that there were enough people that cared about their family members and their communities and stuff that they did that and actually sent out, you know, but it's like the war on drugs or whatever, which I'm not saying it was a good idea, but the point I'm trying to make about that is that I'm not saying that's the ticket. What I'm saying is I think their hearts were in the right place there, and then the booze won the day, you know, and the governments and of the world that are making all the money off the selling this poison to their people, the drunks and all this other criminal types that were making money off the shit to promote it as some sort of victory for freedom, and that it was you know that making it illegal was just good for the gangsters and criminals, and they can just stop crime by having more drunk people and selling it, and having the government have a monopoly and all this. I mean, call me crazy, but do you not find it strange and tad offensive that the same organizations and people who once kicked in doors and shot people and broke and burned things and threw people in prison for many years, not the rest of their lives, ruined many people's lives because of some substance they deemed to be bad in the guise of helping. They did these things, and then short time later they act like they're champions of freedom when they tell you that they're going to be collecting huge profits from the sale of the very thing that they persecuted the people who were selling it before. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Anyways, yeah. I mean, it just strikes me as odd, that when I go to a store, if I go into a convenience store or a grocery store or whatever, they've got the packs, the cigarettes, the cigars, and all that stuff. Even lottery tickets and stuff like that. Mildly gambling and stuff like that. They've got that stuff locked up in some glass case behind a separate counter, down low to be as hidden from the eyes of children as possible, in packs that aren't decorated up to look appealing to children. They're not allowed to put commercials on TV or promote it in television shows and movies. They discourage it. They had huge ad campaigns against it. But nobody ever ran over somebody or got in a head on collision or drove their car off a cliff because they had one too many cigarettes. Nobody ever, got in a gunfight or got the shit beat out of them because they smoked a cigarette. Nobody ever had like total systematic fucking. I'm not sure about this one, but I was about to say that people don't have total, systematic fucking organ failure where like your liver and kidneys shut down, your heart, your lungs, and every fucking thing in your body shuts down, and you bloat up and turn yellow. Like, okay, cancer's really bad. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, alcohol can cause cancer too. So, guess we only care about the cancer over there, and we don't care about everything else that causes cancer. I see. Right. See, that's how that works. Nobody ever like chain smoked a pack of cigarettes and then the cigarettes caused them to turn around to somebody they love and say, "Fuck you, you fucking piece of shit, you goddamn useless son of a bitch. I don't want you," blah, 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 and say a bunch of crap that ruins their relationships and ruins their life forever, basically. Because oh God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had too many cigarettes to smoke. Right? And like the natives and stuff used to smoke tobacco out of like we call it peace pipe or whatever, right? Remember how much calmer things used to be when more people were smokers and allowed to smoke and stuff like that? How much more laid back and chill it was everywhere? People weren't so stressed out and pissed off at everyone. Yeah, right. Huh. That's funny. Because you see, I've never seen alcohol have quite that sort of effect on people. Not so much. Not exactly, not in the long run, no. You ever have one too many cigarettes and just like trip and fall and like break your nose and cut your face all up and your hands and end up bloody and bruised because you just had too many cigarettes? God, yeah. Jay, when that happens. You ever smoke so many cigarettes that you're like fuck that TV and just shoot a hole in the TV in your fucking living room? Just wondering. Right? That's the sort of shit that can happen with like too much alcohol sometimes, man. It's not. I've heard of such things, right? You know, it's weird. It's one of the things that seems to me like to be the most accepted the most accepted and promoted drug in the entire fucking world, basically, is alcohol. There's nothing at all whatsoever done to restrain the sale, promotion, uh, you know, the putting it up on a pedestal and advertising it in ways that are appealing to children and on and on and on. Nothing done whatsoever about that. And it's also the only drug that I see out there where the addict is blamed for their addiction and made out to be a terrible bad guy and a monster and a bad person for their addiction. Oh, smoker died of cancer, poor victim, evil tobacco company. Strung out on crack, strung out on heroin, strung out on meth, did some stupid shit. Poor addict. Poor him. Poor him. Save him. Rescue him. Oh, you can't handle your liquor. The one of the top two most addictive substances, according to all the addiction fucking treatment centers there are. Oh, you can't handle your alcohol? Just drink responsibly. You just need to drink responsibly, man. Just drink responsibly. Just use heroin responsibly, bro. You just gotta do meth in moderation, you know? Do your heroin in moderation. Ha 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 ha. Right? Party on, bro. Right? No, dude. They got all kinds of freaking, cartoon looking pictures and bright colors and fancy names and fruity flavors and all this shit, a million different kinds, rated like eye level and for toddlers and little kids to look at. Oh, mommy, look at the colorful cartoon drink. That looks good. It is good, honey. It's fruit punch flavored. Or whatever the fuck, right? Watches the TV, and the TV's like, oh, look at all the cool people. They're all drinking that. When I get older, I want to drink that so I can be cool like them. Yay! And if you get a problem, and you drink too much, right? They treat you like you're just a worthless fucking pile of dog shit. Some weak, worthless pile of dog shit or something. Mm-hmm. On the news tonight, some screwed up loser wrecks his car. And next, our new brewery has 12 different varieties of pale ale. Try them out today. Yes, Tom. This beer is delicious. You should really try their selection of wines. Right? Drink responsibly. And next on the news, Filthy Tobacco Company. You know, et cetera, right? It's just like, it's crazy. And then, like, there's another aspect that nobody seems to ever think about, right? Which is that I would say, like, from what I can see, it seems to me that, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but might there be um, sort of a situation where a majority of the most fertile farmland in the world, might just be being used to grow various plant substances that are poisonous and addictive and destructive to our people and to our societies. And I mean, while simultaneously we deal with an issue of world hunger, of food shortages, and people starving to death, people going hungry. Gee, it's a shame we don't have more fertile farmland to, I don't know, grow food on. Crazy idea, I know. if only, if only there was somewhere where a whole bunch of really fertile farmland existed to grow food that people could eat. Huh. Yeah, it's almost like we could solve world starvation and the problem caused by addiction and drug smuggling and the proliferation of poison to the human race. It's almost as though we could solve those problems simultaneously. Huh. Nah. Nah. I told a little bit about the story of this girl I used to date. First met her, just a crazy mess. But when I first met her, she had been sober for a while. See this woman in her field. She was a published, respected, like veterinary scientist. Basically, she tortured mice and rats for a living, essentially, I guess, and wrote papers about it. Yeah. But that's science for you. Trust the science, bro. Yeah. Same science says drink responsibly. 9 out of 10 doctors recommend Camel cigarettes. Boy. Yep. Trust the science, bro. You fucking spraying diazepam and DDT and shit all over. Dude, you ever seen the videos of you want to see something about how they really feel about us being poisoned and stuff? I got a little search term for you to look up, and this is just for the United States. Keep that in mind. There's a search term you can look up on Wikipedia. Look up unethical human experimentation in the United States. Do a little browsing around through that, See what you see. Learn something. It's like this one time at band camp, we Quaker Oats gave a bunch of radioactive oatmeal to little kids at an orphanage just to see what it would do. Right? Just, for example, one thing of many, 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 many things. Oh, yeah. Nice search term. You should look it up. Makes for an interesting read. And a very, very long one, too. Very long one. Mm-hmm. Lots of fucking material there to read. Absolutely. You think that's cool? You gotta see what's in our food now. See what they're spraying all over the place. And oh, right. Um, yeah, never mind. That's not. No, none of that's happening at all. Trust the science, bro. All right. So, um, anyways. So yeah, remember Don't give up your enjoyment. Have another cool, crisp, refreshing drink. Well, think of all the really hot babes that you get when you jerk. I'm telling you, man, it's like, bleh, bleh, bleh. Yeah, man, it's like, hey, buddy. Right? Fun times, huh? Good times. Huh. I just kind of find it odd that they've never had like commercials on television, like ever, showing like any modicum of truth about alcohol or anything. And but they made smoking out to be the devil or whatever. Huh. When honestly, I don't think smoking's responsible for anywhere near as much of the horrible crap as they make it out to be. I'm not saying it's good, but yeah. Tobacco companies are freaking like Mr. Rogers or Captain Kangaroo or some shit compared to like, the alcohol industry and the governments that back them. They're more like the, Ted Bundy or something. And then the tobacco companies are over there like, won't you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Pretty much. Mm. Fucking alcohol companies like fucking John Wayne Gacy or some shit. Big evil fucking clown, like, yeah. By comparison, I was saying. But it's like, I was, I don't know, I find it odd. I find it odd. Me. Just saying there's another side to this shit, right? I'd rather have a bottle in front of me than a frontal lobotomy, right? Okay. Hmm. Oh, shit. It's just, it's crazy. Well, I mean, I suppose if you want to be all technical, alcohol is a solution, because it's a solvent, you know, the final solution, right? Mm. I don't know. I don't know, man. Honestly, I think I'm doing, been doing a lot better, making progress in that regard. I think be toward the more good type of end of the road on this crap, on that crap, the alcohol crap. Um, well, even if I got get myself all more healed up and healthy and productive and so on with it, I think I've got a pretty healthy disdain for the shit, in so many ways. But it does, it gives like an escape, right? Somewhat temporary. I don't know. Let's see if I can come up with an analogy for what alcohol really does for you. It's like, hmm. No, it's not like shallow hell wants a gal kind of shit. It's that's maybe a part of it, kind of. But no, that's well, it's known as spirits. Alcohol derived from al-Khul. In Arabic, al-Khul means a body-eating spirit. It was made originally by ancient alchemists. So it's kind of a type of, it might say pharmakia or sorcery, you might say. They don't call it spirits for nothing. Mm-hmm. That's a fact, Jack. Uh, one thing alcohol contributes to, I would say, is it can be a major contributing factor in, although I think some other drugs that are considered, not even thought of as bad or anything, in some ways have a lot of darker aspects, more lasting darker aspects, maybe even more of a sort of a spirit issue connected with him. Yeah. Or longer lasting, you know. Well, I'm gonna ask you a question. Just another example, like the way alcohol is and marijuana actually are treated in our society versus other things, you know. Have you ever been, say, to a party or hanging out with friends, you know, when you were younger, right? And one of them pressures you to do meth or heroin. Don't be a pussy, man. You know, et cetera, right? Don't be a bitch, dude. Just fucking try it. Just have with him. Come on, man. Right? Or someone come around and try to, you know, hey, would you care for some meth? Hey, would you care for some heroin? I guess it must happen to some people. It's never happened to me, though. No. Certainly happened with alcohol and weed. Yeah. Peer pressure, peer pressure, peer pressure, peer pressure, right? Why is that? Because in general, in societal terms, and in some sort of twisted way, it's considered. Uh, it's what's weird with alcohol, like, is it's thought of. It's like on a subconscious level, everyone thinks it's super fun and it's wonderful and it's good for you and just drink in moderation. Don't have to worry about addiction or any sort of harm coming to you. It's your friend. It will help you, right? Nobody thinks, you know, pretty much almost nobody thinks that about tobacco or heroin or meth or cocaine or, you know, not anymore, anyways, right? I would bet that if you do a search, do an internet search or something, the benefits of health benefits of beer, wine, liquor, whatever, right? That you could find like numerous articles and everyone saying this, oh, it's so good for you. I don't know, something, right? Probably. Now try doing that same search for like meth or heroin or something. I'll bet you're not going to find a whole lot. Even though in reality, in some ways, probably actually is healthier. This fucking harder shit is probably healthier for you. Yeah. Kind of. I don't know about that, but Ozzy, wine is fine, but whiskey's quicker. Suicide is slow with liquor. Take a bottle, drown your sorrow. Then it floods away tomorrow. Yeah. There's another thing about alcohol. Well, at least these days, right? Something is different. These days, something is different about alcohol and actually tobacco, too. Uh, less, less so for tobacco. Let's just fucking say alcohol, right? Hmm. Um, I remember, I remember back in the day, they have all these shows and stuff, movies, um, always showing the drinking buddies, the parties, all the friends drinking and having a good time and all this kind of like that actually used to exist a lot more. I don't know where it does or if it even does now. Right now, it's just drama and bullshit. If it does happen, it's drama and it's bullshit. Any kind of fun times that may have ever actually really existed in any sort of a way caused by that shit are pretty much gone. I don't know. There's drama everywhere, but well, God, what am I trying to get at here? Just something I observed. There's tons of people using all sorts of pharmaceutical drugs, opiates and amphetamines, meth, especially stuff like that, right? All over the place. And potheads, stoners, fucking everywhere. And stoners just walk down the fucking street smoking a blunt, smoking a joint, whatever the fuck. Nobody gives a shit, right? When people look at it, oh, you're cool. He's cool, man. He's cool. You know? And you see people all these dudes that are like pothead or stoner, right? They got this huge group of people they hang out with, 100, 200 fucking people they know. You know, they might call friends or whatever. I wouldn't say that they're true friends or anything, but they have these big networks of people, these big groups of people that maybe in some ways are helpful to them and so on. I mean, no, I know those type of people can be helpful in a sort of way. I mean, they can bring drama, they can bring stress, they can bring trouble into your life. But if you're moving into a new apartment or something, or you need help picking up a big screen TV or something off of Craigslist or whatever the fuck else, right? They might be right there to help you. Or somebody's like threatening you or messing with you, you might be able to call up your buddies or whatever and bring the drama back to whoever's messing with you, right? That sort of shit doesn't seem to be true anymore for a person who drinks. Must be a lot of people who drink are like, you know, isolated and ostracized and isolated and fucking. Mhm. Well, I don't know. I think a lot of that's just because the way it's treated. Uh, the whole culture, everything has been changed somehow. Well, I don't know. That's a weird thing about it, man. Everyone looks down on it, and it's people look down on it like they hate it and they hate you for drinking it, but they're all fucking drinking it, you know? Basically, it's like, they ain't stocking fucking 150,000 gallons of wine along the left wall of the fucking grocery store next to another fucking, 100,000 or more gallons of freaking beer for nothing. They don't have huge stacks of shelves dedicated to holding bottles of booze and beer and wine and on and on and on. Because they aren't selling the shit. So somebody's buying it. And it must be a lot of somebody's. Hmm? Uh, I'm seeing it's just like a negative fucking thing though for the most part, leads to just bullshit, drama, misunderstandings, ruined relationships. I mean, you really got to be on your toes. Really got to keep on your toes basically to try to keep up with the psychological, emotional and political and ideological changes in society these days, and to something new to be offensive to somebody, or something that was totally cool 10 years ago that's now you're the devil, or I don't know. Well, yeah, a lot of things have changed. The dynamic of relationships, the ways in which people interact with one another, and I guess kind of, alcohol, much like weed and so on, is sort of like a. I think weed is even more so because, like, a lot of people just smoke weed every fucking day, and people say it's not addictive and there's nothing wrong with it and super positive and all this kind of shit, and they show you teaching you, hey man, we're all just having fun, check out the colors. But they never show you what a stoner's like when they start to sober up a little bit. They're like, fuck you, man, fuck your asshole, yeah, yeah, turn into rage monsters with all these psychotic freaking murder fantasies and shit. Like, dude, you need to smoke more weed and chill. Right? Mm-hmm. I mean, that stuff's. I think that stuff is stronger and more addictive and more like psychologically, emotionally, and spiritually destructive than alcohol. Honestly, I do. I'm not saying there aren't. There are a lot of subtle nuances and a lot of intricacies when it comes to weed, though. It's like many different strains, many different variations, um, factors that you know. There's a lot of environmental factors and things to take into account that it's not all the same. But actually, I have a theory about how weed works and why maybe it used to be more of a positive thing and then now it's not so much. I don't know if it was ever necessarily really a positive thing or not. It was portrayed to be, and I've had times in the past where I thought it was, but I think okay, you remember Cheech and Chong, the movie Nice Dreams, right? Anyways, yeah, you remember that movie? So I got distracted by the TV subtitles on. Anyways, the movie Nice Dreams, right? The guy's like, growing weed in a swimming pool, and he's playing like, I don't know, classical music, positive, upbeat music, and talking nice, and everyone's saying nice things to the plants, and happy mood all around, and everything. Mm-hmm. I think that the plants can pick up on and absorb the energies that surround them. And then when people smoke the plant or whatever, just the plant, then whatever those energies were, they can end up, the spiritual energy, the whatever, they absorb those energies. So if the energy's dark, you're having a bad trip, going to a dark place, you know? Like maybe if you smoke the weed that's grown by somebody who's happy when they're around the plants and plays nice music and never yells and says, "Oh, you look beautiful today, plants. How are you doing, honey? Oh, you smell lovely. Hello." Versus like somebody who's going, "Fuck you, bitch! You goddamn son of a bitch! Ah, you get the fucking hell out of here!" Yeah! Then turns on their death metal and their gangster rap or something next to it and shit. You're gonna have a different energy in those plants, you know? But maybe those plants can continue to absorb such energies even after they've been harvested too. So maybe you take that nice plant with the nice energy, you put it in that other guy's house for a while and absorbs that dark energy, and then it's fucking ruined. You see what I'm saying? Like, I think that that's kind of how weed works, honestly. But kind of sensitive to energies and stuff. Yeah. That's been my observation of how that shit works. I don't know. I think if you really want to get all into like spiritual things from, say, a Christian perspective, when it comes to that stuff, to all that stuff, you're dealing with pharmakia, sorcery, things that open up passages, doorways, open up portals, you might say, to otherworldly energies, dark energies that can, when you alter your state of consciousness, well, it's like, if you're not in the driver's seat, who is? Right? Hmm. Know what I mean, Vern? Right? As the day is long. Right? Remember Ernest? That's totally random. Alright then. I think CBD and, all these various things have their uses, but I'd say serious design flaws there, though. Yeah. Then better not to design any of those things at all than to design them with the flaws inherent in them. Yeah. It's true for the drugs, not the people. Right? Hmm. Well, maybe some of them. Well, I don't know. I guess I'm done ranting for now on that. Drugs are bad, okay? Don't do drugs, kid. Just say no. Just say no. Remember, kids, just say no. Super duper successful campaign that is, right? Mm. May have had the right intention, I suppose. Hey kids, we're gonna teach you about drugs. Drugs are bad, okay? And all these like super square seeming people telling you drugs are bad, okay? Then you turn on the TV or something, and all the movies are like portraying all the people doing drugs and getting drunk. It's like, oh, look how cool they are. Look how cool and fun and exciting they are. Yay! No, no. I don't know. Maybe I should become an addiction counselor. What do you think? I'll drink to that. No, not today. All right then.